We're at the northern part of Jakarta. The reading is 61. 2.5 years cut from your life. That's how bad it is. That's AQS, which is the measurement of this application. AQI, Air Quality Index, is the official measure, which in Jakarta hovers around 157. I'm going to Phnom Penh, the capital of Cambodia right now. I'm actually on the way to the airport. The air quality application shows it's an 8, AQI, which is very good. I'm a little skeptical though. So we're gonna take my device, we're gonna go test it out and see how the device compares to the official AQI measurement online. It's my first day in Phnom Penh. I'm in a building called J Tower 2. It's a very new building. I wanna make sure this device is accurate. I checked the temperature. It was 84 degrees Fahrenheit, which comes out to like 28 Celsius. You know, remember the application showed it was 8. Now that was very good. That's like very, very good, better than I expected. But also it's a different app, so they have maybe different measurements. That was the AQI, remember, not the AQS. I really wish this app would do that. So I've been walking for a little bit. The device is in my backpack and I'm showing a 69. Not great, but not bad. Better than Indonesia. And the temperature is, sure enough, it's 29.3 degrees Celsius. The device does seem to be accurate. That's very important. Humidity is not unbearable, but it's just slightly outside of the comfort range. That little blue dot is the comfort range. I would judge that as exactly accurate. A little bit hotter and a little bit more humid than is perfectly comfortable. So right now I'm going to a cafe, walk around the city a little bit. We'll measure some different things. Starting off on a Tuesday morning at 70 AQS. What I'm going to show you is the view that I have, and you can compare that to what it was in Jakarta. So you can see before it starts getting hazy, you'll notice that you can see a lot further out. Atmo 2, if you're watching this, I have a complaint. The light is too bright. So green, by the way, is good. Green means good. Blue means better. But the light is so bright, sometimes I turn it on directly in front of me. It's blinding. Also, I would wish you would just change it to AQI. That's the measure that we're all familiar with. Overall, great device. So I'm in the 306 Wagyu Steakhouse. It was recommended on one of the Facebook forums. I ordered the USA Wagyu. I'll let you know how it is, but 36. I'm a little surprised. Maybe it's the kitchen. We got yellow here, so not great. That was the same as the one in Jakarta as well. So I wonder if it's like a restaurant thing, but it's strange how the air quality is so bad in fine dining. So this is one of the more expensive restaurants, and I'm the only one here too, so the kitchen isn't even going on. But how cool is this? Now we know, now we know. Just had to show this awesome street that I wasn't expecting here. I don't know what street it is, I'll get the name later. It is 2 p.m. Saturday. That's my building, by the way. Super impressed with it. It's got a game room. The infinity pool is up there. There's no buildings anywhere in sight that's blocking your view. It's got a lounge. It's got a cafeteria. It's got a workstation. It's got a club. Even on the rooftop, there's literally a club at night. Very impressed with Phnom Penh. Let's find out what the air is. See that? Green means good. So we're at 66. Not amazing, not terrible. Could improve. But what I didn't get to test in Jakarta was after the rain. How does that affect the air quality? So I think we'll be able to do that here because the forecast shows it. I stopped at a restaurant here on 308 Street. Looking delicious. 75, so a little improvement. Maybe they have air filter in here. Green good. All right, so it's not all restaurants. I have to call this out because look at that, 88. Rarely do we see a blue. See that? So I'll have to put the name of the restaurant up here to call them out and give them some props. And I'm like sweating my ass off. I'm inside here. I'm just curious, how hot is it in here? Like, why am I sweating just sitting down? I thought we're inside. Do we not have the AC on? So it's not the first time this has happened in Phnom Penh. They like don't use the AC inside, or they don't put it too high. So we're at 27.6 degrees Celsius. That's like 82 degrees. And the humidity isn't so bad, actually. But I'm like, it's just another cool, useful kind of feature that you can use this thing for. So I just brought this down. I was like, I want to know specifically what the temperature is here. clear up confusion between the measurement of this device, which is AQS, and the official measurement that you're probably more familiar with, which is AQI. If you want to know what the air quality is in a city, you would type in AQI, Air Quality Index Jakarta, Air Quality Index San Francisco, and it would give you a number between 0 and typically 400. I think 500 might be the maximum. Okay, on that scale, 0 to 50 is good, 50 to 100 is moderate, 100 to 150 is you gotta start being careful, 150 to 200 is bad, anything above 200 is getting very, very bad. In the worst parts of China, Beijing, India, in Chiang Mai during burning season, you're at like the 400s. This is when you can't even really see anything, even on the ground level. But how does that compare, the AQS, how does AQS compare to AQI? It's kind of a sliding scale, it's not one for one, okay? So an AQS of 100 is the best. That would be an AQI of 0. An AQS of 75, 80, where we're at right now, that is an AQI around 25. It's very good. When we get down to 50 AQS, the AQI is already at around 100. Not good. We bring it down to 25, AQS is 25, then the AQI, we're getting around 200, very bad. Now, of course, as the AQS goes down to 0, which is the minimum, it actually stops at, once you get to an AQI of 300 about, that's 0 for the AQS. If the AQI was 300 or 400, doesn't matter for this device, it would rank as a 0. Now, it's just rained here. When it rains, it doesn't rain that hard, so I'd really like it to come pouring down, and so I can go up to the top level and compare the air quality. But it has rained right now. I'm gonna go up and check out how the air quality changes with some rain. We can see the rain here behind me. It was decent rain. It's 81. If the number's like 70, 75 normally, then it did improve. It is so strange because it sounds like it's raining, right? And it is. The rain is just like in random patches of the city. Look, it's going down crazy over there. And over here, no rain. Today I'm going to the beach, Kep Beach. Right now in the city, it's 69. The beach I'm going to, it's a town. There should be no pollution. So I'm very curious to see what my device measures out there on the coastline. I'm out at the beach here. There is nothing around. It's pretty rural, so I wanted to check. What are we at? We are at, you can't see that, but it's green. We're at 78. I was hoping for like 90, but I guess maybe 78, 80 is just kind of what you're gonna get. But in Scotland, I was getting 88, high 80s. So I don't know, why would it be not an 88 here? There's nothing around. There can't be air pollution. So I'm gonna have to look into this. I'm gonna have to investigate to figure out what exactly is, maybe there's just a thing as natural air pollution. But 77 is good. I'm in this restaurant. I just had some crab. It was delicious, and I see the rare blue button here that we're at an 81. It's in a restaurant. Oh, it went to green. There we go. Blue. Oh man. It's supposed to be blue. I promise you it's 81. I'm as far out as you can get, and we've achieved an 83. Very good air quality. Let's think back. What did I do in this month? I was at such a comfortable building that I didn't do much. They had a nice cafe in there, and I went there almost every day. Almost every day. I went to the beach. I did go to the beach. I met some people here and there. I worked a lot on the business. Everything was very convenient. The grocery store, the gym was 2 blocks away. Restaurants were nearby, cafes were nearby. So I'm off to the capital of Laos for 1 month. Plan to do a couple day trips and explore the city. I just checked into my place in Laos. Little balcony out there. Got the room. 2,000 bucks. It's not bad, but it's like, damn. 2,000 bucks in Medellin gets you. Remember that place that I stayed at before we went to our trip to, I think, San Andres?